Hey, it's Chris with Dan Libby Refrigeration, Heating, and Air Conditioning. New service techs in general. When I started doing this, what I liked about doing it was service. I like service more than I like installs. And it's only because, I don't know, it's something new. It's, you're like an investigator, right? You're trying to figure out, what the problem is and fix it, right? Which I think that's pretty cool. When you don't know what you're doing, it kind of sucks, but whenever you do learn and you know what you're doing, it's pretty cool to, somebody has a problem, you got to go figure out what the problem is and fix it, right? You're like a crime scene investigator for HVAC, right? So with that being said, the equipment worked. At one point, the equipment worked, right? Whether it was brand new, 6 months have passed, or it's been installed for 10 years, right? It was working, and now it's not. So what you gotta think about is something changed, right? So what has changed? It was working, now it's not working. So what's changed in the equation, right? Something has had to have changed. This could be as simple as what changed is the filter was clean and now it's plugged up dirty, right? Well, that's what changed. The filter was clean, it was a clean filter, it had airflow, and now it's filthy dirty. So there's a change. What changed? The batteries were good in the thermostat, and then they blew up and got all corroded, right? Well, there's a change, right? The contactor was pulling in, and voltage was being applied from L1 to T1, across the contactor, and the contactor contacts are all burned and pitted. So now when that contact pulls in, that carbon that built up on the contacts is acting as an insulator, and you're not getting the power across those contacts, right? So there you go. That's what changed in the equation, right? So think about that when you're trying to diagnose stuff. It's not like the thing never worked, right? And you're just showing up for the first time. It was working, and now it's not. So something has changed in the equation, right? So, back to just keeping it simple. But again, once you learn what you're doing, I think it's pretty cool, and maybe you will too. If you don't think it's cool and you don't like investigating and finding problems, then maybe you should be better suited for installs, right? I don't know. But so think about that when you're diagnosing. It was working, now it's not. What's changed? All right, see you on the next one.